Did you know that 2 out of 5 men will suffer male pattern baldness before the age of 35? If that is true, I might be in trouble. Our world doesn't have such amazing pills as what we saw in the last episode of Gintama, although Sadaharu might have ended up a bit too fluffy. If you don't know what I'm on about, you may want to go back and check. Otherwise, continue the way you are. Sit back nice, relax, get yourself a drink. And let's delve once again into the crazy world of Gintama. Is it going to be the updated intro or the classic? You can always expect something funny yet non-really continuous when they split them up into half episodes just to do a stupid storyline. And despite it only being the other day, I can't remember what was in the preview for this episode of Gintama. Have we really had Kagura wondering about the future and what's going to actually happen, considering her brother is still out there? And should they face again, it's going to be difficult. Is Gintama doing a Silence of the Lambs type thing? Oh. Actually going along with the police doing their job and catching someone that probably should be caught. A psychopath. Maybe he's just a massive masochist. Torture me harder, Daddy. And if anyone clips that out of context, I'll track you down myself. Is it going to be coercion techniques and how to get him to actually drop with a few facets of information, like good cop, bad cop routine? Kind of reminds me of one of the guys from, I think it's Sin City. The one played by Elijah Wood. That guy was creepy as well, wouldn't stop smiling. No doubt every single thing they try is going to fail. They wouldn't have set up this crazed character if it was going to go easily. Probably. Although, It's also the kind of guy that you don't want to be too estranged from if he was in your class, if you know what I mean. Is he too far from the truth? Huh? I think they've forgotten the objective really here. Yep. Feed him to the wolves. He's the most replaceable of the lot. He can't really say no since it is a direct order, but still. Let's ignore that bit. So it's starting with a good impression, though, being forced through the door like that. I think we all know kind of what a tsundere is. Make sure that the chair is actually bolted deep, deep into the floor, though. Maybe he isn't actually smiling, it's just like some sort of facial paralysis. You can stop complaining about how Gintama is doing and just focus on this storyline. If I didn't... I thought we were done with Dragon Quest references. If I didn't already know exactly what Gintama does and is up to all the time with its self-references, how many of us would actually put up with this if it was just some other show? Does he want to look at the... Does he want to look at the criminal, though? And putting his head down on the desk and acting like the author. What's worse than a creepy guy continuously smiling? That creepy guy starts humming a nursery rhyme type thing. I really like this backing track. Is he going to impart some life lesson on Yamazaki? And I always actually wanted to learn how to play the violin, but never got around to it. Is this going to actually help him on become a better man? I mean, a career criminal type thing like him wouldn't have got where he was if he wasn't able to. How did he burn you a DVD strapped in? Anyway, if he wasn't able to control people through what he's saying and words and get in their head. The fact that he was able to turn the tables on them, so to speak. Why has he got a suit on? Well, at least it's not a hard-boiled detective this time. Good thing I hadn't properly taken much of a drink when they said that. Strayed from the path of being a human. Evolution took a break when it met Condor. Is he forcing his head into it? Well, he couldn't exactly feed himself. He's all tied up. First time I'm hearing of this. Yeah. This is various techniques to try and get you to spill information and how to avoid them. The episode, isn't it? Basically, if anyone asks you or comes to ask you with this kind of sub-story, you should respond the way that the killer does. That was just Ninja Warrior. Well, I'm glad that Kondo isn't the writer of this series, because it... What? How are any of these things connected? I'm not... I take it back. Now I'm not even going to question it. So he's trying to get him to feel bad, so, oh, you're not going to be able to see your mother should she be in hospital because you're in prison. And why does the mother look like Katsura? Well, he is the master of disguise, he'd probably get away with it. Physical violence probably isn't the best response, but there are a lot of people that could have benefited from a little bit of discipline. Thanks. And I can almost predict the insane response that is going to come from the ending of this story, but That worked. The serial killer there apparently almost brought to tears, but still maintaining that glorious smile. And why does it sound like an old woman? Don't get too full of yourself, though. You know it's going to immediately go downhill any second now. There it is. I don't think I'd want to know. Okay. You could at least not got it into the food. Ugh. Force feed it to him. Three days old. I mean, they weren't going to give them the freshest of ingredients, but still. What's going on? And here it is. I I would say rest in peace, Connor, but I don't think you deserve it. I guess don't put it in your mouth. The way that he was viciously sick might have been something to do with the food he was fed. True. And the fact that Torturador standing there looking completely unfazed by what's just happened. Why don't you move on to a different technique then? Uh. How are you going to impart this onto the situation? Dance, monkey! Hmm. I'm not in any way clever enough to get in people's heads like this. It's far too much effort, really, but... I... Don't fall for it. He's just gonna feed you to the lions. You're gonna be used as bait. That poor table, it didn't deserve it. Oh, and now he's indebted to you because you saved their life. And he's no longer strapped down into the chair. A valid question. No, they're not. Oh no, is this the gap effect? Who would have thought there was going to be anyone that's able to fend off the combined intellect of the Shinsengumi? Oh wait, a baked potato could probably achieve that. Why don't you just... I don't know. I'm not versed in interrogation techniques, so... Wow. For someone that managed to contain the Chaos Sword and its curse, him losing his will to fight. I wonder what any of this would look like on the recording. Because there'd be a camera in the room. It's just some guy sitting there and them all pretending to... It's hard to walk up. And their impending doom. Oh. That would explain... Oh. So they were just genuinely full of nice words and compliments and trying to make them feel better and be better people. Or the killer had an inside man in the Shinsengumi and has now just got him out scot-free. But it's much more likely that in this world they made a major fuck up and imprisoned an innocent man and subjected him to various tortures. Even for comedic effects, that's kind of dark. And why is it that Shinsengumi can only apprehend innocent people and basically anyone that's actually convicted of something gets away with it? Well, they wouldn't be convicted of it, but accused of being something or other. They're not the most effective task force. So they actually were saying, oh, I want to finish that because you gave me some food, even though it was old and fetid. Yummy. Thank you, said Ho. That was got a full comprehensive understanding there. I would seriously hope that it took more than a similar sounding name to have someone arrested. If you had a dangerous serial killer on the loose, you'd at least have a cursory description. Just because they looked a little troublesome and were covered in curious scars doesn't mean they're inherently evil. Although who am I kidding? Expecting the Shinsengumi to do the most basic of police work, actually find out who it is you have in the cell. Really, what else can we expect from Gintama, though? When the author himself has done some meta-commentary saying how he's basically given up at this point, and maybe we should too. I'm kind of curious as to see what would happen if Gintoki, Shinpachi, and maybe even Kagura was interned into a holding cell and subjected to the same kind of interrogation. Will they fold under such brutal techniques as complaining about life, feeding them some rotten food? Oh no, Kagura. Being attacked? Oh wait, that's on a daily basis anyway. Yeah, they might be completely fine. But at least we can rest easy knowing that Katsura will be forever safe out there, because the Shinsengumi are busy arresting all of those well-meaning citizens who are just taking a little bit too long to pay for their groceries. If you liked this episode, please let me know. Leave a comment and a like down in below, and make sure to come back for more Gintama. You can subscribe to the channel, you won't miss out on future uploads. Just get some rest. Join me again though. If you want to be my channel's carrot and or stick, consider joining onto my Patreon. Because Sal, Raywin, Electric Ant, Dynamo 1997, Shiwan, Jennifer Rojas, Mecha, Stinsfire, Big Boy, Yuki Ali, Shane Dunlop, Dark Shadow 7899, and everyone else you see there are the wrongfully imprisoned to the very terribly run police service that is my channel. So once again, I'm sorry.